Okay, good morning, students. How are you? Hi, everyone. Okay, for this week, we are going to continue our online lesson. So, for this Monday PDPR, we are going to look at analogies, followed by a revision of comprehension type questions. Start from question number 23 to 25. All right, I hope all of you are ready. So, I'm going to start. Right. Okay. So for the first part, before we begin, to further explain to you on what are analogies, which we have done way back earlier this year, it was the first part. It was one of the topics in your first unit you learned this year. Right. Okay. So we're going to watch this video, but I'm not going to play the video here. But for those who are joining my class, you'll be able to watch the video. Right here, this is the page taken from your English textbook in Unit 1. So if you can still recall these analogies, if you see an example here, please is to happy as miserable is to what? Right, okay. So it's like literal meaning of a comparison analogy. Okay. So you see here, I want to show you an example of analogy, metaphor, and simile. What's the difference between metaphor, simile, and analogy? So if you come to analogy is finding, like if you see here, this example, finding my car keys is like finding a needle in a haystack. So finding your car keys is like finding a needle in a haystack. This is very difficult to find. So it literally means that, okay, that's the correct meaning. That's true. So metaphor is my sister is the devil. It doesn't mean your sister is actually the devil. It's just a figure of speech. It's just a way of saying, just a symbolism. Okay. My shoes smell like garbage. Same here. It's literally smells. That means the smell is really bad, but it doesn't mean it's like garbage. It just smells like garbage. It's just a way of saying as well to compare with a real object. Okay, in the real life. Okay, again here we have metaphor to explain on metaphor and the comparison with analogy. A metaphor is a figure of speech while an analogy is not. So it's not a figure of speech. A metaphor is when you compare with something, a symbol, you symbolize something. Like, for example, you can see here, her voice was music to his ears. So it was very sweet for him. But it doesn't mean literally it was music. It's a way of saying it is like music for him. It's very sweet for him. So it's a metaphor. As for analogy, what strings are to a guitar, love is to life. Let's say, okay, this is an analogy. Analogy here means so you cannot use a guitar without the strings, right? So that's how it is. Same for love is to life. That means you also need love to live in life. So love is also equally important. So it carries the real meaning. All right. So that's a difference between metaphor and analogy. To further give you something on analogies, just to give you some activity, so we are going to answer this. This is a different type of analogy. It's an action analogy. Okay, you can see here, um, whereby you have to use the words that refers to the action to these animals or these tools here. Okay, or here you can see a baby, right? Okay, you can use them. What are the words? You have to look at the second word here, and then you have to give the action word. Like, for example, what does a frog do when it comes to a cat? It pounces. So, frog, what will it do? So, that will be the answer. So, you will see here. When you're joining the class, I would give you the answer. We'll be doing it together. But here, I'm just going to give you the answers. Okay, frog is to leap. Baby is to crawl, as man is to, what is the action that man will do? Man is to walk. A knife is used for cutting. A spoon is to use for scooping. So you scoop something, right? Rope is to jump as ball is to catch. Boat is to row as wagon is to drive. Wagon is like a small truck or a small lorry. Eyes are to see as nose is to smell. Hill is to climb as lake is to swim. Snake is to slither, is an action of snake slithering, moving around, as fish is to swim. Brush is to paint as pencil is to write. Dog is to bark as cat is to meow. Okay, so this is just an example of an action analogy. Right, okay, here, furthermore on analogies, we'll be answering this quiz, okay, which we'll be doing. You would click the link here and you'll go into the web page and you'll answer that. Also reserved for those who are coming for the class. Okay, so with that we have ended the analogy activity. That's about it. So whatever we are doing in class and what you will be doing, the quiz and the activity for analogy is what you are going to do today for your homework or classwork. All right, online classwork. So now we're going to go back to your exam based style for paper 1. We are going to look at question number 23. Question number 23, how to answer this type of question. And I have given this type of questions in your PDPR module. It's not literally the same question, but I am going to review to you the paper or the way of answering these type of questions, and we will be answering that type of questions in your PDPR module. All right, so if you have your PDPR module with you, it will be easier for us during the lesson. Okay, because I will be asking, this is why I asked you to bring your PDPR module. Okay, so I'm going to try make you answer these type of questions which was given to you earlier in the PDPR module. Huh? Okay, for those who haven't collected, please make sure you can collect your PDPR module from the school. Okay, so now here this question, you need to look at this picture in order to answer the questions given below, and then you have to give true false to get 1 mark each, and you have to read the question first, look for the first you have to highlight what they want you to give. Okay, the answer is true, false. It must be written specifically this way, yeah? And then you have to underline the keyword. Okay, what is the keyword? See, the toys stall. Here, the keyword is toys stall. Where is the toy stall? Okay, this is the toys stall. This is the toy stall. So, do you think toy stalls sell foods as well? Okay, let's see. Is it true? No, it's not, because I don't think so. Toys, they sell food, right? So they don't sell food. So it is false. It is wrong. Shana has to go to Adam's Bundle to buy a leather bag. So does she have to go to the Adam's Bundle store to get a leather bag? Just lost my mouse. Okay. Right. Alright. So does she have to go to the Adam's Bundle to buy a leather bag? She have to go here? No, because he only sells shirts. And she needs to go here to the bags and leather to get a bag. So what do you think is the answer? The answer is false. Right, for the next one, you will have to look at the question here and you have to tick the correct answer. You have to tick the correct answer. So you have to put a tick there. It has to be inside the box. Right. Lakshmi is thirsty. She goes to the thirsty means what? You need a you need a glass of water. You need to drink water. So if you need to drink water, where do you go? Do you go to the noodle stall? Do you go to the cold drinks stall, or you go to the toys stall? So logically, you go to the cold drinks stall to get some drinks, right? Because she is thirsty. So you get 1 mark here if you give that answer. Okay, the next part. Okay, we look at here. Donglin's father is a butcher. He sells meat at the. So if he is a butcher, what does he do? So he sells meat. So he sells meat at the what? Fruits, bags and leather, or chicken and meat? So if you see here, actually you have the clue here because it's a very easy question. So even if you do not know, you can see this word here, meat, and you have the word meat. You choose the answer, right? So that's the correct answer. So you just have to click, voila, you get the answer. Okay. Well, for me, I'm clicking. For you, just put a tick there. Okay, that's the answer. The clue is here itself. Even if you didn't know this meaning, you couldn't recall the meaning. If you see this word here, you see this word here. Okay, you get the answer, 1 mark. Okay, you see here, Linda and Lisa wants to buy a present for their little brother. So they want to buy a present for their little brother. So if you want to buy a present for the clue and the word that you have to bear in mind is little brother. That means he's a very young kid and they want to buy a present. So where would they go? Definitely. They cannot go to a bundle store, they cannot go to, because he's a young kid, right? So what would you do? Logically, what would you do? So a teacher gave this answer. They, okay, because I'm talking about Linda and Lisa, so they would go to the toys shop because children like to play with toys. So what I mean here, because they are talking about getting a present for their little brother. This is my answer, but you can give your own answer, and I know you can come up with very good answers, which we'll be doing when we are discussing during the class. So those who couldn't make it for the class, you can see this and you can get the idea of how to write for question like question number 23. All right, so that's the reason I am explaining for you. Okay, all right, so the next one, night market is usually full of people during the night. Why do you think it is so? So what do you think is always full of people during the night? So this is the part where you have to answer on your own. So teacher gave an answer, but I didn't complete the answer because I want you to give your answer, give your opinion. So I can give you the first structure. It is always crowded. Crowded means full of people during the night. Because why? So you have to give the answer there. You have to give the first, you are answering the first stem here. Here you still haven't answered yet. You are just starting the question. You still have to give the answer here because, and you have to answer the second stem. Then only. First you have to give the literal meaning of why it's always crowded and give the reason for its being so. Okay, then you get the 2 marks. Okay, here for the last part of this question paper, question number 24 and 25. So it's a speech. You have to read the speech. So, and then after that, you have to give the answer. Here is the first basic 1 mark question where you just have to tick, right? So you have to look at here. The speech was delivered by. So the key word here is delivered. So you look at here, delivered by a. Normally, in such a situation, how do you find out whether it's delivered by a teacher or headmaster or a pupil? Pupil means a student like you. So how would you find out? Okay, okay. First of all, you see here, good morning, teachers, parents, and fellow students. Even in the very first line, you can already guess who is giving the speech. I am representing my school in wishing all parents gathered here a happy Mother's Day. I am representing my school in wishing all the parents. So literally, it means it's not a teacher, especially when this line fellow students. Fellow students means my friends, right? The other students. She's referring to the other students. Okay, in every line you can see that it's definitely a student. It's not a teacher, it's not a headmaster. So what is the answer? It's a pupil. Okay, the best simile to describe the love of a mother is, this one is, we go back to simile. Okay, simile, if you can still remember, just now I explained a little bit on simile, right? So it's literally means what is it, right? Okay, so here you need a simile that describes love of a mother. So how important and how, I mean, you can't measure a love of a mother. So what do you think it could be the answer here? Right. So is it as deep as the sea? Nobody has seen the depth of the sea. So is it as happy as a clam? That means very happy. As beautiful as a rainbow? Is it beautiful? But the rainbow will go after a while. The rainbow will be gone. So which one best explains the love of a mother? So here, the best answer is as deep as the sea, because nobody knows how deep is the sea. So that's how we can describe the love of a mother. Okay. Right. Okay. Here, state two ways you can celebrate your Mother's Day. So I'm not going to give any answers here. All right. So there are no answers given here, because here you're supposed to think on your own and give me the answer. So definitely I'll be discussing this during the Google Meet lesson. So for those who are coming for the class, teacher will be giving the answers. But here I'm just going to explain a little bit on that. So okay, two ways means give two ideas of how you want to celebrate Mother's Day. So you would have celebrated your Mother's Day in various ways, right? So how do you celebrate your Mother's Day? So you give two ways. So the main thing here, they say state. So you just have to mention what you will do. That's it. So you don't write a long story there. Just one mark for what you do, another one mark for another activity that you're going to do. Maybe you can give her a card. Okay, just write there. Prepare a Mother's Day card. Give a card for two ways you can celebrate your Mother's Day. Okay, right. Then, how do you think our mother will feel when we plan something special and memorable for our mother on Mother's Day? This is also what you can relate. And then, what do you think your mother would feel if you plan something for her? If you plan something special and memorable for your mother. So, what do you think your mother will think about it? So, you write down. I think my mother, then you have to give the answer. Okay. Do you think it is important to celebrate Mother's Day and why? So, here, the first time is this. Do you think it is important? So, you must say, I think it is important. So, you have to give the answer. I think it is important. First time, you answered one mark. And then why? You have to give the reason at the back. Why is it so important? Then you give another answer, a short and simple answer. You will get 2 marks. All right. So that's the end of the activities for Monday that you are doing for today. For those who are watching the video, thank you for watching the video. So after watching the video, please record your attendance. And for those who are coming and you are watching this video again after coming for class, thank you for watching the video. Okay, again, all right. Okay, thank you for coming for class today, for joining the class or watching this lesson video. Much appreciated. Okay, I want to end with a quote, just like what we did last week. Before I go, just always remember. Yeah, one more thing before I stop the lesson. This is your QR code for attendance. So please scan this QR code. If you didn't attend the Google Meet, you're only watching the lesson video, please scan the Google the QR code to get your record your attendance. All right. Okay, here is a quote from Flora Lewis. Learning another language is not only learning different words for the same things, but learning another way to think about things. That means for uh, learning, like for example, you're learning English now, it's not only about learning different words for the same things that you are learning in other languages, but it's also about learning another way to think about these things, a different way of talking about these things. Okay, So I hope it was interesting for you, as interesting it was for me to prepare it for you. Thank you, everyone.